In Barcelona's game against Atletico Madrid, we saw a Barcelona that actually looked like Barcelona for the first time since a while. Barca dominated the ball, combined fluently, were the better team overall, was the Barca that Barca fans want to see. Barcelona are back, but why were they suddenly that good against Atletico Madrid? And can they maintain this level of football in the next weeks? Well, that is what we'll discuss in this video, so make sure to stay tuned. So why were Barcelona, after all of the games with a lack of structure and fluidity, that fluent against Atletico Madrid? Well, first of all, Xavi has finally found a midfield with well-defined roles that works well. After the injuries of Pedri and Frenkie de Jong earlier on in the season, Xavi often had to play with a Gavi, Gundogan, Fermin Lopez midfield, or with Oriol Romeu. And no offense to any of those guys, but there is really only one Pedri and certainly only one Frenkie de Jong. Without Gavi now, some people might have feared that Barcelona were going to lack a lot of defensive power and energy in that midfield, but Xavi seems to have found a midfield now that also without Gavi works really well. A midfield where Frenkie de Jong and Gundogan play together in a double pivot with Pedri in front of them. Defensively, none of those guys can recover balls like Gavi does, but if the whole team makes sure to press collectively when losing the ball and if these midfielders position themselves in the right way, this midfield can be quite resistant to counterattacks. In possession, it's no question that a Gundogan, Pedri, Frenkie de Jong midfield is on a completely different level. Every single one of these guys belongs to the very best in the world when it comes to being press resistant, seeing where the ball needs to go next, passing accurately, knowing where your teammates are. This midfield in possession is straight up a cheat code. You want them playing quite close to each other. That way it's easy for them to dominate the ball and have numerical superiority. Barcelona's midfield, like it is now with De Jong, Gundogan and Pedri, is very hard to play against. Xavi has finally found a midfield formula that works. Next, we need to talk about the fullbacks. With João Cancelo, Xavi suddenly had two attacking fullbacks at his disposal, with Alejandro Balde as his left back. In these first months, Xavi has had to search for a way to give both João Cancelo and Alejandro Balde enough game time. It has taken some time for him to figure it out, which is normal. Cancelo and Balde together is risky defensively, and it's probably only good idea against smaller teams in La Liga. In the big games, it's a matter of choosing between Balde and Cancelo for the left back spot, while Koundé or Araujo plays at the right. That seems to be the way forward, and against Atletico, Barca were defensively secure with Koundé at right back, and João Cancelo was an attacking threat as a left back. Xavi has finally found a solution to having both Balde and Cancelo at his disposal. It has just taken some time and some tactical mistakes for him to realize it. Apart from any tactical aspect, the psychological side of the game shouldn't be underestimated either. Barcelona lost their confidence after El Clásico on the 28th of October, a game where they played well but lost anyway. Since then, they have often lacked enthusiasm in their play. It is when there was a really crucial game coming up that they had to step up, and that they did. The 2-1 win against Porto in the Champions League was a huge confidence boost for Barca, as it secured a place in the Champions League knockout stages for them. Against Atletico Madrid, Barcelona looked rejuvenated, probably also because they simply are more confident again after that game against Porto. That is why Barcelona are back now. Xavi has finally found a midfield formula that works, he understands João Cancelo better, and Barca's momentum after the game against Porto is also an important factor. But why did Barca suddenly play that well against Atletico Madrid? Why this game? Why didn't they in the previous La Liga games against those easier opponents? You would think that playing against Alaves or Rayo Vallecano is easier than against Atletico Madrid, right? Well, because of the injuries, players like Pedri and Frenkie de Jong needed some time to get back into the swing of things. And it seems like now they are starting to find their form again. Also, Atletico Madrid didn't park the bus against Barcelona. They had less of the ball, but they did try to play football. Barcelona got space against them, more than against Rayo, Alaves or any smaller La Liga team really. Barca often play against the low block, and it's way harder to play at a high tempo with fluent ball circulation against a low block team than it is against a team that puts pressure and is trying to regain the ball. A team that wants to play football and puts pressure like Atletico Madrid did actively forces you to circulate the ball fluently. A team that just waits makes you wait as well. It's usually against the active teams that play football that Barcelona themselves will play football as well. Remember the game against Real Betis? Betis are a strong team, better than most other opponents Barca have played against this season. Yet, Barca beat them 5-0. One of the main reasons for that is that Betis wanted to play football themselves. They gave Barca space, they forced Barca to be quick, and that way you make Barca play at their best. That is also why Barcelona were better against Atletico Madrid again. It's probably why they will also beat Girona next week as they play attacking football as well. And it's probably why Barcelona will have a hard game against some random small La Liga team in the coming months again. Some things also just depend on the opponents. That is why Barcelona are back, and why this exact game against Atletico Madrid was the turning point. Yet, Barca have some weaknesses as well. Their finishing should be way better, and surely that of Lewandowski. A midfield without Gavi will sometimes lack that aggressive player who wins back balls, and some players will still have days off every now and then. Overall though, Barcelona are entering a good spell again, and it's going to be interesting to see how they do in their next few games. That was it for today's video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and feel free to share your own opinion in the comments down below. Força Barça, and have a good day.